Last weekend, Prospect Park was invaded, but not by developers or another horny run club, but by hundreds of grown men dressed like extras from an off-Broadway production of The Patriot. It was just a sweaty flock of midlife crisis warriors having an adult playdate instead of confronting whatever's going on at home. They were there to recreate the Battle of Brooklyn on its 250th anniversary, an event specifically engineered to give the middle-aged white male an erection. And it's the first time this stupid fake British voice actually makes any sense. The event began on the Long Meadow in Prospect Park, a place normally reserved for frisbees and women who moved to Brooklyn to get away from their conservative fathers, only to find out that those same fathers had finally decided to come to Brooklyn, and this time they brought their guns. The whole thing was a surreal colonial fever dream. Hundreds of reenactors in period clothing, muskets firing into the air, reminding transplants what Brooklyn used to actually sound like. They even had someone suffering from actual heat exhaustion. That's commitment to the bit. This was the apex predator of I think I'm getting old entertainment. And let me tell you, I think I'm getting old because I fucking loved it. The Battle of Brooklyn was fought in August 1776, just weeks after America declared independence. It was the largest battle of the Revolutionary War, and one of America's most historic ass-kickings. George Washington, founding father and enslaver of human beings, got completely outmaneuvered by the British. The Americans were forced into retreat, and apparently we were reenacting the retreat too. Hundreds of Revolutionary War soldiers poured out of Prospect Park and into modern Brooklyn. And let me tell you, niggas was shook. Imagine just chilling in Brooklyn and suddenly a freaking militia comes marching down your block. Just a bunch of old dudes carrying guns, swords at their sides, drums echoing between brownstones. Half of Brooklyn was having the time of their lives. The other half thought Trump finally did it. People poured onto the streets, and suddenly the Continental Army had merged with the People's Liberation Army of Park Slope. The stroller division rolled in first, followed by tote bag infantry and dads who couldn't fight off a gluten allergy, and behind them came the elite forces, highly trained, heavily caffeinated, and armed with TikTok. This was what George Washington had truly fought for: life, liberty, and the God-given right to gentrify. And together, we marched toward the old stone house, where the whole thing ended with a ceremony honoring the Maryland 400, the soldiers who made their last stand here 250 years ago. And honestly, dressing up like a Revolutionary War soldier might actually be one of the coolest things you can do on a Saturday. Except for maybe alcohol. This would have been way better with a ton of alcohol, but it was kind of patriotic until they fired the cannon. And then my autism defeated my patriotism, so I left immediately. God bless the troops.